Who that family? Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and who that too.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
You should have won it in regulation, lose it in overtime to have a shot to beat, Brooklyn right there, close game, and then the same thing tonight. I mean, to be right there game after game after game and to get yourself ready to play and to go out and compete and not be able to finish it off, it's frustrating for every one of us, coaches, players, front office, everybody to be right there. And I'll give our guys credit, and, we'll see what happens on Monday, but, they keep fighting through the frustration and going out and competing every night. And I thought they did that again tonight. I mean, down big at halftime and come back out and get right back in it, fight through the frustration on the free throws and stuff. So, I'll give them credit in that regard. We've just got to do what it takes to win, and we got to play more solid basketball.
That third quarter was your best one of the game. Was there a certain adjustment, a certain strategy change that you implemented at halftime to get the eye going and get the team going?
Well, not really a strategy thing. I listen. They were having trouble matching up with Zion in the second quarter, and so we were just going to him. It was too much. I wasn't getting anybody else involved, and so that was my mistake coaching-wise. I looked at the thing at halftime. Brandon only has 5 shots. I mean, I said when we talked about defensive adjustments we wanted to make, taking care of the ball, all those things offensively, I said, we're going to move the ball more. I'm going to make sure I get Brandon involved, and we were able to do that. It should have been done in the first half, but we did adjust, and I think he had 5 shots at halftime. He got 16 shots in the second half. We got him involved a little bit more, and I think that helped us.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned it already, but those defensive rebounds that you were not able to get down the stretch. And of course, Najee did a pretty decent job on DeRozan as well as he could, and missing the shots, but you just were not able to get those opportunities of the second chance. Coach really hurt. Yeah,
I mean, you're not against a guy like that. You're not going to get stops every time down, and I thought we did a decent job. We had some breakdowns in the game where we didn't do what we were supposed to do. But for the most part, I mean, I thought we fought it out pretty good. And then, we've got hands on the ball too, and we just, it was disappointing because rebounding's been the one thing we've been able to count on all year and should be able to count on. And tonight, not so much.
Yes, and tonight it was the free throws and the turnovers. But, a lot of these games, we walk away and you say, man, we kind of beat ourselves. And this one, I guess, from a big picture standpoint as a franchise, how do you address that, going into the offseason when it's been an issue, a lot of the season?
Well, I mean, every game's been different. This isn't the same as the Washington game or the New York game or the Brooklyn game. I mean, you guys have already hit on the two things that were the problem tonight, you know. We hit a long stretch in the year after the first West Coast trip, and I don't know, we won a lot of games. I mean, close to 30 games, I think, where we were the number 2 offense in the league. And the two things that were going on there is we were shooting the ball well from 3, but we cut the turnovers. And now we're back to being a mistake team. That's a problem. And the free throws have been a problem all year. Not maybe this bad, but it's been a problem all year. We're one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the league. And so as far as going forward, Will, what do you do about that? You practice your free throws and you try to get better. Like, I don't have a strategy for that. I don't have a strategy for shooting free throws, like that we need to do something differently or anything. So I don't know, run different free throw plays, I guess. I don't know.
Lonzo had a look there from left wing, touched it tight. I know he had it rolling. Is that a look you like in that situation there?
It's an open 3, It was an open 3. It wasn't contested. It was an open 3, and a guy who was at the time 6 for 9 on the night. Like, you're gonna complain about that. I mean, then I don't know what you're doing coaching wise. Like, you can't decide based on the result. If that goes in, everybody's saying great shot. If it doesn't, now you should have done. We should have gotten the ball to Zion and Brand. Come on. Like, you can't have a guy out there that any shot he misses is a bad shot. I mean, he was 6 for 10 from 3 tonight. It was an open shot, really from about the same spot where he had just hit the one right before. So yeah, I'm not quibbling with that.
Hey, Stan, you mentioned the turnovers have started to kind of tick up. Do you think that's a case where guys are maybe, I don't want to say trying too hard, but they're looking to make the extra play, knowing kind of the stakes of the games are kind of getting higher and higher?
You know what? I mean, that's just a great point, Andrew. I said at halftime to our team, I think we were trying to make too many home run plays, and we were playing a little fat. Like, everybody wanted to get it done so much. Everybody's trying to make the play and the whole thing instead of just moving the ball and playing solid basketball. And we've had that problem in the past. We got out of that for a while, and then, it started to come back. And tonight, it was early in the game, especially. I mean, we're trying to throw the ball full court. And we had some really, really poor decisions early in the game.
Thank you, Coach. Cross that.
For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report. That's Stan Van Gundy dropping a little knowledge, man, in this episode. So I'd like to say, for all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report. Thank you guys for tuning in with this installment of the show. Much love to the flock in this one as we join in. Big ups to the flock, as this one is called Pelican post-game report. Pelicans stopped by Spurs 110-108 at home in the Smoothie King Center. Another loss. Very tough when here Pelicans go down by their own hand, I must say, man. Sketchy defense, poor free throw shooting is not going to get you far if you're serious about making the playoffs. You've got to hit a large chunk of the charity stripes. I've been saying this very redundantly on the Pelican post-game report. You have to hit the charity stripe shots. The free throws are called free for a reason. DC, you watched this game, was very interesting to a degree, but my goodness, man, what the hell is going on with our Pelicans, man? What the hell?
Are we still calling them the Pelicans, or we got to rename them that name?
Well, I was saying after watching the game, I was calling them the Smellicans because, man, they was stanking up the joint, making plays. B.I., and I ain't going to put on B.I. did what he could do, but some suspect, better IQ. B.I. needs better IQ with some of these half-branded, tough fall-away jumpers that he's taking when he can have I think he can do a little bit better than taking these tough fall away jump shots. But it's just the defense, the miss, and of course the main culprit was the free throws. You lost by 2 tonight. I mean, you missed 15 free throws. You left 15 points at the line. And of course, you hear Van Gundy saying, I don't know what we can do about that, coach. Make them shoot
I
the
don't
goddamn
know.
free throw.
Well, there's no
Make 'em-
strategy for that.
Strategy, coach.
We just got to practice it.
You got to get them on the line, coach. You got to get that up because the Pelicans lost a lot of games because of the poor defense.
This
and
is
free
the
throws.
worst free throw shooting night the Pelicans have had in 7 years.
You better get out of here.
Who's she telling that? Who's she telling that to?
Big Jebediah says telling that to Stan Van Gundy. You better get out of here. You better Stan, you better get out of here. Go ahead, DC. My bad, bro. You know how that make me laugh when I run that Miss Benson at him.
Oh yeah! Every time I see the commercial with that red dress on, when she got that red dress on, that's all I think about.
You better get out of here,
Miss Benson. I ain't getting that shot.
You better get out of here. You better get that shot. You better get out of here,
boy. But man, this another heartbreaker, man. Another excruciating loss. A game that I don't know why Antonio Davis and Stan Van Gundy was saying this ain't a must-win game. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a game that's worth 2 wins. That's how I look at it, because you get a loss from a Spurs team and you get a win, and they're a team that you're contending against for that play-in spot. So it's like a double whammy. So you know what I'm saying? They're only 4 games back. So
talk about this so much on the show. We talk about the fundamental aspects of pro basketball, successful pro basketball, basketball in general, which is free throw shooting, hitting a higher clip. I said 78, 79%, somewhere in there up into the 80s. Keeping your turnovers down is a big part. So hitting a higher clip on your free throws, keeping your turnovers down, and playing really disciplined and playing some defense there. The Pelicans didn't have enough stops. They committed over 20 turnovers today. They really didn't shoot the ball that well from actually they had 40 something, almost 41% from 3-pointer, which is actually pretty reasonable. The free throws were ridiculous. 53% from the charity stripe today. They were 17 of 32 from the charity stripe. They only lost by 2 points, family. I mean, 3 points from one of those misses you've had, and you have an opportunity. And there was a stretch in the game where the Spurs didn't have anything, and the Pelicans had an opportunity to take the game over. They were missing layups, playing poorish defense. When they got to the charity stripe, they were not able to connect and put the free throws down to kind of get ahead of this thing. And they didn't, in at points of games where you had opportunities to take over, the Pelicans simply didn't do that. They simply didn't, take possession of the game. They allowed the Spurs to hang around. And of course, a very concerning situation that occurred with Stan Van Gundy was the fact that, we were asking the question, why wasn't Stan double teaming DeRozan, who put up 32 points on the Pelicans? 32 points.
Same he put up against us last time. Same exact number.
And that's the thing. When you see that the offense is generating through DeRozan, and he's not taking the 3-point shots, he's getting those 15 to 18, 19-foot jumpers there, and he's knocking them suckers down. Let's crowd this guy right here. Let's make it a little bit more difficult on DeRozan. He got 32 the easy way against this team, and marched the Pelicans into another defeat. And as it stands, the last 6 games, the Pelicans are 1-5 the last 6 contests. That is not a good stat. When you're talking about hitting your ass into a playoff race, that is most certainly not a good area to be. If you're talking about in the last 6 contests, and I was to tell a flock, listen, flock, we are 1-5 the last 6 contests. That won't win you anything right there. But a trip to sit your ass down and watch other people playing.
Well, if you was at the fair and you was playing one of them games, and you paid 6 times and you hit one big shot, you get one of them big ass teddy bears.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it be, DC? That'd be nice to get a big a teddy bear. And we've been playing like a bunch of big teddy bears, so I guess that's a part of it. No real situation going on with the Pelicans, man. In terms of like I said, man, too lackadaisical, way too much, way too lackadaisical at times. Sometimes you see Bi dribbling into obscurity.
And every
You know,
time Bi take more than 5 dribbles, I get
it's
nervous.
something, but yeah, it's something. And then of course, I get a little nervous with that as well. I get nervous when Najee Marshall handles the ball. He double T always seems to travel at least 3 times a game. He got happy feet. So I mean, I don't. It's just really concerning if you look at it. But DC, let's take a look at some of the statistics individually. I mean, team statistics. Maybe we can rationalize it, even though we realize and know that pretty much why this team lost was at the charity stripe, defense, and turnovers. We pretty much went over that. So as you can see the numbers right here, 41 of 87 for the Pelicans, shooting 47%, very respectable from the field. 37 of 85 by the Spurs for 43.5%. At the 3-point line, the Spurs were 9 of 31 for 29%. The Pelicans were 9 of 22 for 41%. Very respectable. Then you look at the charity stripe, then that's when it all goes to hell in the handbasket, in my opinion. It was 27 of 32. Pretty balanced game by the officials tonight. They called 32 fouls for the Spurs and 32 fouls for the Pelicans. So you can't say one other way they were favoring him. It is really in the hands of people who really just executed. The free throw line, 27 of 32. The Spurs hit 10 more free throws that helped them. 84.4% from the charity stripe. Pelicans were 17 of 32 for 53% that's a huge difference there. They did win the rebound war badly, 48-46. They lost the assist game 22-20. They won the steal game 12-9. The Spurs had 8-1 on blocks. And the Pelicans turned the ball over 20 times with 23 points off turnovers, 17 turnovers by the Spurs, and 21 points off of that. Fast break points, Pelicans 20-8, didn't matter. Points in the paint, 48 even in the matchup. So, like I said, you take a look at it, largely they had was 5 at one time. Pelicans can hold and maintain that. 11 by the Spurs, but in the 2-point loss. DC, we talking about what happened here? Poorish defense, poorish execution at the charity stripe, and of course, you can look at the statistics that point you in the turnovers at 20 plus turnovers on the night, but 20 turnovers by the Pelicans in this one.
Right, man. I mean, the turnovers are the ones that hurt a lot, but luckily we were able to force the Spurs to 17 turnovers as well, which they normally don't turn the ball over a lot. So we kind of covered our tracks there. But 53% from the line.
That's
what did we have? Shaq shooting all the free throws?
He must have been 3 different ones in that.
I think if Shaq free throw percentage might have been higher than that for his career, bro. Might have been a little higher than 53%. Might be about 56. But man, that's insane, dude. And you shot 32 of them, and everybody did their part. Brandon Ingram, a guy who, he's pretty good, and thinking he ain't gonna miss him. Brandon Ingram in the clutch. He missed the free throw, and we luckily enough we got a lane violation by Pirtle and Steven Adams, and they tip off. We get the ball back and continue to play, and then he get to the line again and miss another one. Like, wow. And the rest of the team, Zion missed about 4 of them. Najee Marshall made every other goddamn shot but his free throws. So it's like, man, I don't know what happened from the free throw line today. That's crazy. And it's very frustrating because free throws are supposed to be free. It's supposed to be a shot that's to your advantage.
Correct.
Them spin around, fade away jump shots that Brandon Ingram like to take, if he can shoot them at 53%, that's amazing. But free throws, like nobody there, you by yourself, man, you gotta do better than this, man. You if we did make it to the play-in or the playoffs, if we slip up and have a game like this, especially like let's say you're going through a 7-game series in the playoffs, and you have a game where you shoot 53% from free throw line, that's enough to cause you to lose that series. Like if we have a game like this and you lose by 2 points, and you shot 53% from free throw line. That's demoralizing to a team in the playoffs, man. And it's something that's small. Well, it ain't small at all, but something like that is enough to cause you to lose the whole series because you'll be then gave away a game that the other team didn't earn. You gave it away to them, man. And I'm not saying the Spurs didn't earn this victory tonight because the Spurs led this game the whole way, all night. So got to get them their props. But I can't get the Spurs props for us shooting 53% from free throw line. Like, I mean, we at home. I can't even get a fans props. Like,
there's no excuse for that.
Right. Like, what's the problem here? You know what I'm saying? Were y'all tired? Miss Benson gave y'all some gumbo and some soul food.
Better get out of here.
Yeah. Like in the bubble, when she brought him that food, boy, they start playing bad. Boy, Zion came out looking big. I'm like, damn, Zion ate all the food from him when Miss Benson brought it. And, did we have that again? They came off the road coming home. A case where home cooking was a little too much for him. I don't know, man. But we can't shoot 53% from the free throw line for the rest of the season. You shouldn't do it at all. But I understand during the 82 game season, you may have a night like this, even some of your best teams. But to have it right now at such a crucial part in the season, I mean, this is basically a playoff game, man. And you go out there and lay an egg like this. This is unacceptable. Stan Van Gundy talking about he don't know what to do. I know what to do. They will be shooting free throws till they're sick and tired of them. What you mean?
I'm about to try to tell you.
What you mean? What to do? Man, you shoot enough of them. You're a professional, and you don't want to keep going to practice shooting free throws. You're going to figure it out. You're going to figure it out. And the sad thing was I saw Zion, shooting free throws before the game. He was making all of them. Come out and miss him tonight. But, Zion played amazing. I give him a pass for his misses because he definitely was keeping us in the game, especially in the clutch. But come on, man. 53%, Q.
I know the 53.1%, that's utterly ridiculous.
We lost by 2 points, man. If we would have just shot free throws at 70%, we win this game.
You win the game, absolutely. And that's that's a major part about it. That, at the charity stripe, you failed to do it in the clutch situation. I mean, it's just very, very upsetting, man, to see how just three stooges like this team is at times, man. I mean, really, truly it is. 33 points from Zion Williams in 38 minutes, 13 of 23 from him. He was out there doing the best he could do. 14 rebounds for Zion in the matchup, a couple of assists in the affair. 7 of 13 is really the thing you could talk about. Zion hits a better clip. Like we talked about, you have to be perfect, but you got to do a lot better than 7 of 13 to help the team, especially when you get to the charity stripe. Because when we finally say, okay, Zion gets killed and whacked and beat up all the time, what good is Zion finally getting the calls? He got 13 attempts at the line today. So the referees were, for a large majority, doing a pretty decent job getting Zion to the line. The closest guy with him in free throws were Brandon Ingram with 5 of 6. He got 13 attempts tonight. When you get that many attempts to the charity stripe, you got to hit those shots. And we expecting a lot, and we know Zion put on 33 minutes, but my goodness, 7 of 13, 2 shots. If you hit
38 minutes, brother.
33 minutes, 38 minutes, 33 points in 38 minutes, 7 of 13 from the free throw line. That can't happen, man. We got to do better than that. 24 points in 35 minutes for BI, 9 of 21, Pirolin, really circus shots, fall away shots, which, I mean, you don't have to do that, BI, man. You could, that guy that was guarding you could at any given time, you could take those guys off dribble because they would, for the large portion of the game, especially toward in the second half of the game, BI was basically single covered. Every now and again, they'll try to run that 3-2 zone that they had out there. But when the Pelicans start running off those picks and making moves, you see, and BI was able to get to that basket. And there was sometimes he was paralleling these really circus style shots. We got to do better than that. 24 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds for him. And he had 4 turnovers. in the matchup. Steven Adams, 4 points, 10 rebounds with 3 steals in 32 minutes of action. He was 0 of 2 from free throw land. He didn't hit a damn shot. And like I said, Steven Jackson makes a lot of money. And Steven Adams, needs to he needs to have 10 and 10 every night. It's nothing for Steven Adams to get 10 and 10. He had 10 rebounds. He could have had 10 points tonight as well. What's up with the tip backs? I just don't understand that. If you're going to at least know who the hell you're tipping the ball to, you don't have to tip back. If you got your hand, get your hand on that ball and bring it down, go back up and cram it on their head if you right up under the basket. So I mean, really, just smarter play, higher basketball IQ plays, just smarter play. Lonzo was pretty good in this one. Lonzo defense was on point tonight. His offensive game was flowing. 24 points in 34 minutes from Lonzo, 9 of 16 from the field. He was 6 of 10 hitting the 3-pointers, really confident in this one. 4 assists in the matchup, really orchestrating the game. Chief Bleeding Sword became his namesake once again after DC gave him some credit. The last game, he took it and went to his head. 23 in only 23 minutes for him today. 2 of 6 from the field, 0 of 2 from downtown, 2 of 5 from the free throw line. My goodness. 6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists and 3 steals for Eric Bledsoe. And then, of course, off the bench, we didn't really get the big offensive push that we would have liked to have gotten off the bench. Maybe a player would have been able to put some double digits up off the bench. Would have won. That KLJ struggled in this with 17 minutes, 2 of 6 from the field. He did hit 1 3-pointer, 5 points, 2 steals, 2 assists for KLJ. Jackson Hayes, 6 points and 4 rebounds in 14 minutes. He was 2 of 7 from the field. Najee Marshall in 32 minutes of action was 2 of 5, 1 of 3 from downtown, a miserable stinking 1 of 4 from the charity stripe. He finished with 6.6 rebounds and 2 assists. And of course, Wesley Iwundu played in this matchup as well. He didn't get anything. So did Billy Hernan Gomez. Didn't put up a shot and didn't record a stat except for a turnover and a foul. So, with that said, the bench really didn't help out the Pelicans very much. And neither the defense, free throw shooting, and turnovers. DC, thoughts on individuals?
Zion, man, 2,000 points, fastest Pelicans history to get 2,000 points. Impressive feat. Shout out to him for that, man. Thought he had an amazing game. 33 points, 14 rebounds. I wonder if that's a career high for him in rebounds. He did everything right, man. And he had to fight for this one too. The Spurs were playing good defense. They were running the zone a lot of times. They was running that boxing one that everybody's starting to like to do against us. And they were making sure every time he tried to drive, he saw bodies, man. Zion, for the most part, made the right decision, made a lot of great passes that didn't always turn into assists. I thought the only knock on Zion tonight, man, was those missed free throws. Obviously, we don't expect them to be 100%, but I would expect them to at least make 10 out of 13, 10 out of 13. 9 is kind of pushing it, but I'm like, but 7, wow. I mean, 38 minutes, he got, so I know that's a thing too. We definitely been using them a lot. Stan Van Gundy talked about how in the first half, kind of was feeding Zion, and he looked up and Brandon Ingram only took 5 shots. And that's the thing too, man. Offensively, Stan should be. We need a offensive assistant that can just take that whole thing over. Because I think if we could just tune our offense up and obviously play a little better defensively, we could be a way better team. I don't know if it's the scheme that they're running or maybe the lack of scheme we run offensively that have them looking so discombobulated when it's time to adjust. The Pelicans they get used to something and they look pretty good, and then you'll see the other team make an adjustment and we just are all over the place like we can't figure it out. It takes us way too long to figure out what they're doing defensively. And Zion was able to figure it out tonight, though, and kind of do his thing. So very impressed with him. BI, he got his numbers, but 24 points on 21 shots is not that impressive to me. Maybe I thought he had a good game if he came through in the clutch, hit them free throws, and kind of closed it out. He was putting himself in position to have a good game, but them shots he took late in the clutch, man, missing that key free throw that hurt way late in the clutch. Even after you kind of miss one with the lane violation, you got bailed out. You know, man, I like the BI I saw last game and the game before last. This one, this was getting back to all that dribbling, man. When he start dribbling and doing all that to try and score, I understand that that's needed. You know, if I give you the ball with 8 seconds left in the shot clock, then I expect BI to do something like that. But to have a possession and we're looking at this as our offense, are you coming early in the possession and trying to do this? I don't like that. I don't like when I see BI do that. His game is not on that level yet to where he's able to do that efficiently without expending a lot of energy and taking a shot in a very efficient way. I think he's going to get there, but I almost cringe every time I see him dribble the ball over 5 or 6 times. And he does that thing where he's about to do that damn crossover and pull up. You know what's coming next. He going to go and do that turnaround fadeaway, you know. And it's like, okay, I understand you can hit that shot, but we don't need that right now. You can get a better option. Like if that's our last option, then yeah. But he had a little one too many of them shots, man, tonight. Especially at the end of the game, I thought he was trying to force it. Like we get these possessions, and I commend Bi for not being afraid to take the shot. So I know a lot of people get on him about that, but I think it takes a lot of guts to be willing to even take the shot. So I definitely give him credit for that. But I think we just got to be wiser about it, especially knowing that we got Zion. Like BI shouldn't even be taking no late possession shots without Zion getting a look first. Even if Zion not gonna shoot it, let Zion touch the ball. It's gonna move the defense around so much. You know what I'm saying? Before you got to take a tough shot like that, man. It's easier ways. Bledsoe obviously didn't show up. I don't give a damn what he tried to put in my cash app tonight that y'all say I be getting. I can't speak up for Bledsoe tonight. And I saw it and I was disgusted, and I understood why Stan Van Gundy pulled him in the third quarter. Bledsoe had a fast break, man. They must have had like 3 or 4 Spurs. All the Pelicans players were back. Lonzo was at the 3-point line, wide open. Bledsoe continues to go to the goal and just stiff arm somebody for no apparent reason at all and gets a charge call. Like, what the hell are you doing? Lonzo wide open right there at the 3-point line, man. I was like, what the hell is this dude doing, man? Stan Van Gundy saw it too. He immediately called a timeout, got Bledsoe ass out of there. Boy, that was some funny shit. I don't know what that dude be thinking sometimes, man. It's like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing going on with Bledsoe. But horrible game tonight, man. 6 points. I mean, Najee Marshall came in, filled in for him, and got 6 points. You know, it just makes me wonder. I was talking to Big Q during the game and was like, man, what if we had DeJounte Murray? We damn sure wouldn't be in this position right now if we had him instead of Bledsoe. We one starting player away, man, from being a perennial playoff contender. One good starting player away, and Bledsoe is a constant reminder of that one player we don't have in the starting lineup. So the only other person tonight I thought had a good game, this last person I'm gonna talk about. Everybody else is unimportant. Lonzo Ball, man. Lonzo Ball was a big part of us making that push in the third quarter to come back. His 3 ball was falling again tonight. I saw him being aggressive, at least trying to attack the rim. He got a couple of layups here and there, a couple of shots where they got blocked or they just weird off the backboard. You know, that happens with him sometimes for some reason. I think he's just got to fight through it. He's a little tentative with attacking the rim. And I like to see more aggression from him like we were seeing tonight, but even more getting to the rim, man. He's 6'6". The way he was shooting tonight, I mean, Lonzo could have had a 30-40 ball, man. The way he was shooting tonight, if he just has that mindset to go and take it to the rim, if you're gonna be a scorer, go ahead and score. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then your point guard bag right now. So the dude was extremely talented. Thought he played a good game and played defense well too. He didn't really get matched up much on DeRozan a lot, but guess who name we didn't hear? We didn't hear much about DeJounte Murray at all tonight. Just thought Lonzo was doing. They was putting Bledsoe on DeRozan a lot of times. Sometimes they would switch. But thought he played an excellent game tonight, man. I mean, you got three guys, and your top three guys, man, they all showed up. You know, Bi could have played better, but Lonzo played good. Zion played good. You know, hit our free throws. Little more bench contribution. There's no way we lose this game, man. So very disheartening. I know we all sad and upset, but the way the Pels are, you can't completely count them out yet because they play the Clippers on Monday, and don't be surprised if they go in there and beat the damn Clippers.
All I can say, man, in the end is, you better get out of here. I mean, it's terrible, man, to be honest with you. I just don't like it, man. I don't like the dumb, that's what it pretty much is, the dumb defensive plays, the brainless stuff. I mean, and it's just more of the same. The Eric Bledsoe play that you mentioned, very curious, very stupid. And it's just ridiculous, man. It's just absolutely insane to watch them. The stupidity. It's the low IQ basketball, low IQ at really pivotal moments of the game. Whether it's Bi taking these fanciful fadeaways that he don't need to take. There are easier shots for him to get, especially when he's single team. There's no need for you to fade into a tough shot when you have an opponent you can get around. Just the IQ of the moment, you know what I'm saying? And these are not players. These are players that have the ability to make plays on a consistent basis. Just really concerning to see them do this so habitually. It's just ridiculous, man. It's just they almost like they expect to fail, and then it ultimately ends the way. Damien, before we get into the next Clippers, we're gonna get away from this atrocity, but Damon asked the question. He says, "Hey, Big Q, DC, big ups to you, Damon. The rest of the flock, big ups to the flock. Thank y'all for being individually.
Flockers.
He says, just saying, if we still had Holiday, do y'all think we would be a top 6 seed now?"
It depends on how much better with Van Gundy's scheme our defense is with Holiday, which I always thought was weird with Holiday when it was talking about.
Well,
he wanted to be here and didn't want to leave.
Because we was talking about that, and that's very interesting that brother Damien throws that in there, because we was talking about this whole situation. Now let's reverse engineer this for us just a second before we move forward. Now, you would not have Steven Adams if you didn't trade.
That's
Drew
another
Holiday.
interesting point.
Okay, so let's get that straight. Okay, so if if Drew's still here, there's no Eric bleeding sore. There is no Steven Adams. Jackson Hayes, Billy Hernan Gomez, Billy or Jackson would be.
Jackson wasn't going to be the starter.
So Billy Hernan Gomez would probably be your guys.
I think they would have signed somebody other than Billy, but I guess we could go with Billy.
Let's just go with Billy for this example.
Time. Yeah.
But Drew Holiday does give you the option that creates stops. He's the one that would have made it difficult in the Portland Trailblazer game against Dame Lillard. He would have been the guy that would have made it difficult on DeRozan tonight. He would have got in several other contests that you can just jump back into. Drew Holiday would have made it difficult from a defensive standpoint for several players that was hurting the Pelicans the way DeRozan hurt us tonight. Yeah. So, I mean, I think we'll be a lot.
Wasn't we ranked like third in offense too with Drew, huh? In the Alvin Gentry
we were
run system that nobody seemed to like the more I hear about it.
Right. So, I mean, with that being said, I don't know. I think we'll be closer to 500 than we would be now, because I think our defense would be a lot better, a little bit better, a lot better, I should say, with Drew Holiday on the floor. Because that's his sticking point is Drew Holiday gets in there and he makes stuff happen. Now, he do turn over the ball. He wasn't perfect, but Drew Holiday does give you that defensive element, man, that we are most certainly needing right now to help shut down some of these scorers like a DeRozan and the rest of these guys. So I don't know if we'd be a top 6 seed, but I say we'd be a lot closer to 500 than what the hell we are right now. That's for certain. What's your call, DC?
Well, like I was saying before, would when we traded Drew and all the talk about, Drew still wanting to be here and all of this, which we'll address later in the show too. I always thought it was weird that Stan Van Gundy, of all people, who's a defensive guy, got rid of Drew, and he was so gun ho. I heard all this stuff about Bledsoe and excited about Bledsoe. I'm like, damn, you not excited about Drew Holiday? You know what I'm saying? Like, for as a defender, you really don't think. I mean, anybody who really watch basketball could see that Drew Holiday is a better defender than Eric Bledsoe. I don't give a damn if he made the defensive team because Giannis was the defensive player of the year and he was on that team. Like, it ain't had nothing to do with Drew Holiday as individual defender, but to not be so long winded and just going into that, I think the Pels would be a 6 seed. I don't think they would be higher. I think they would be right around that 6, 7, or 8 mark. We would be well above 500. I give them at least 5 or 6 games over 500, and because so many games we lost based on defense, and also having Drew Holiday, I think would improve the offense as well. So it's like a double whammy. But far as us continue to go on like in the playoffs and make some noise without a legitimate big man, I don't think so. People would have still been having runs at the rim with us with Drew Holiday. But I could tell you one thing: if Stan's system was implemented correctly, which he needs a big man to be able to kind of shut off the lane for his system, then I think it would be probably better. But I still think we wouldn't be like getting torched like how we was at the 3-point line with Drew Holiday as opposed to somebody else, and with Lonzo Ball. You know what I'm saying? And let's say hypothetically, NAW got more minutes too. You know, all of these things kind of contributed in, but I think they could have been a 6 or 7 seed if we kept Drew.
DeRozan finished the game with 32 points in 37 minutes, and White had 22 points. The big scores there. Of course, Keldon threw in 14 points and 11 for DeJounte Murray, but that's pretty much it right there. Was enough to deal the Pelicans a tough hand tonight, 110-108. As we move into the next aspect of the show, which we get into the Clipper breakdown, and we'll start it off by looking at some of the breakdown here. As the top scorer for the Clippers, who are 43-19, 19-11 away. They're one of the top teams in the West. This game is up on the 26th. It'll be a 7 p.m. tip-off time. That'll be on Tuesday. Pelicans are now 26-34 and 16-16 at home. Really, home cooking is kind of a mixed bag according to the statistics. Leonard averaging just under 26 points per contest while shooting 51.6 from the field. An 88% free throw shooter. Zion, 27 points a game, 62% from the field, and 70.4 from the charity stripe. Needs to get better. And according to the statistics, Zubac is the top rebounder at 7.3, Steven Adams 9 flat. And assist game is Paul 5.4, Ball 5.7. The top assist mans. Now going into the injury report, Leonard, Beverly, Ibaka, Rondo is listed there. And I caution you to be mindful because, you know, this similar thing was said about the Spurs with DeJounte Murray, DeMar DeRozan, Patty Mills, and all them guys.
They all played.
Right. So you
the
gotta
boys,
watch
that. They was in there, bro, getting their treatments. And they said, wait, hold up. Who we playing today? We playing the Pelicans? Hey, get my stuff out the locker. I'm suiting up. I feel better already.
Yeah,
I ain't gotta check and see that shoot around. Get my stuff.
Yeah,
man, everybody come back on the Pelicans, bro. We medicine, man. We medicine for them, bro. And I feel like that's embarrassing because that tells me when teams look at us, you know, they look on the schedule and they look and they say they playing the Pelicans, like, oh yeah, we gonna win that one. That's how they think when they look at it. Oh, we playing, yeah, we gonna get that victory right there. We gonna get that one. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna put me about a 25-10 stat line. I know I'm gonna be on minutes restriction. You know what I'm saying? They looking at it like they playing the Pelicans, man. I'm about to go out here and shine, bro. Everybody come back on us with a goddamn injury, bro. KD came out there and made a goddamn fool of us for 15 minutes. Sad, bro.
Yeah, it is sad. Just the mentality of the team is also critical as well. As it's put the head down, move on, and heartless, and just a bunch of pushovers. James Johnson right now is currently out, and we can't wait to get him, Josh Hart and James Johnson back on the same team, my goodness, those guys, the toughness that those two bring, because we most certainly are missing those attitude players. You're looking at the team statistics. The Clippers average 115 a game while giving up 109.1, 48.3 from the field, 44.4 rebounds, 24.5 on the assists, 4.2 on the blocks, 7.1 on the steals. And this team is hot right now. The Clippers have won 4 games in a row. They beat Minnesota badly.
Rondo effect, huh?
They beat Portland by 1. They were able to trounce Memphis, beat them, and then of course they got past a wretched Houston team. But they've won 4 straight games, and they're building something there. And they're 9-1 the last 10 games. So the Clippers putting on a little streak here with the last few games left in the regular season. You look at the Pelicans in the opposite direction, 115.1 per. Giving up 115.1, 48.2 in the field goal percentage, 47 flat on the rebounds, 26.2 on the assists, 4.4 on the blocks, 7.2 on the steals. And the Pelicans, of course, losing a matchup. Like I said, they're 1-5 in the last 6 games, 4-6 the last 10. And of course, remember, this will be the 3rd matchup between these teams before the regular season is done with. And of course, they both split. Clippers beat them 111-106. Pelicans come back 135-115. And now this one here will be for the regular season series lead. This, of course, will be in the Smoothie King Center. The Pelicans are in 4th place in the Southwest after losing to the Spurs there to 26-34 and have a rough way climbing into this thing. So it's really kind of to me is really strange to watch how this team performs, to be honest with you, DC. As we're going to get ready, we're going to move into the next screen where we'll show you the end of the next round of statistics. But we have to do better than this, most certainly. We have to be able to do what we need to do to get this win over the Clippers. Now, here we go. Here go the Clippers here as the stat line here, looking at the individual Clipper statistics for the team statistics anyway, and see who's the top dog here. As you can see, Leonard is the top dog. According to this, Zubac is the top rebounder. All there is very accurate. And do you see Kawhi Leonard shooting almost 26 points a game? Paul George at 24. Marcus Morris Sr. is there at 13-12 from Lou Williams is gone. Ibaka is still there with 11. Reggie Jackson, 10.5, and so on and so forth. But Rondo is there now, and Rondo is averaging not too much points-wise, but, man, he makes it all go with his intelligence. And since he's gotten there, you've seen Rondo kind of turn things up, DC. Let's go over that. Let's talk about Rondo's contribution to this Clippers, man. They're on a 4-game winning streak with the Rondo effect, 4 games in a row, and they building something there, and they need a little veteran leadership, and Rondo's providing it, not to mention old Boogie Cousins join the party.
Man, I think it's an excellent addition by the Clippers for a lot of reasons, but one big reason. I noticed as a Pelicans fan, Drew Holiday would be it was almost like some of the stuff we said about Lonzo Ball, we kind of felt about that, about Drew Holiday, in a sense, like he was a little tentative or kind of shy, doing this wrong, doing that wrong. We had our gripes about Drew, but we still liked him. When they got Rondo, man, it turned him up to another level. It brought a sense of toughness, an edge to our team, a different mentality. And I think them having Rondo benefits Paul George tremendously. Like a guy who people talk about having mental lapses and, his mental health, and a guy like Rondo mentally is going to make you tougher. It's just the bottom line, the whole team. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Paul George is shooting like 50% from the field and the 3-point line, 90% as a free throw shooter, 30 points a game, the last 12, 13 games. I'm sure he was playing better this whole year after what he went through. So I'm not trying to give Rondo all of that credit. But a guy like Rondo coming and Paul George was the number 1 assist man on the team and taking some of that weight off of him, as well as helping to set the team up, make sure guys are in their position, and also to help him be more of a dog and kind of poke and prod him when he need to be more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Rondo makes them dangerous, man. because he gives them elements that not a lot of other players can give you that aren't superstars. You know what I'm saying? Or championship winners, what they bring to your team, just guys that know how to win. And Rondo knows how to do that. On top of that, he's supremely intelligent. So whatever the coach is implementing, he knows, and he can go out there and implement it and put some seasoning on it and add some of the stuff he want to add to it too. He's basically a coach on the floor. He's what you call a floor general. And guys like that, they don't make a lot of them, and you don't see a lot of them anymore. And they have a huge impact on the team that don't always show up in stats. But when you watch other guys' games and the way they play and the aggression and assertiveness they play with, it can be tremendously enhanced with a guy like Rondo. And don't forget, they also added DeMarcus Cousins. And one thing I know about DeMarcus Cousins, he seems to be a petty ass dude. And I'm pretty sure he's very happy to play the Pelicans on Monday. So I wouldn't be surprised if he go in the bag and kind of start doing some stuff. This is a guy who ain't really got a lot of usage on his body in the last 3 years, like Big Q was telling me. And I don't think DeMarcus Cousins is done. He's a supremely talented dude, and he has a lot left that he can offer. And with the squad, all they really need him to do is come off the bench and get some buckets. And I think he could do that. And you got a guy like Rondo setting him up. So if this thing is true and Rondo is actually out, they miss Pat Beverly and Kawhi Leonard and Serge Ibaka, and you can do this. We get a break. Hopefully we could go in there, play these guys, play them tough, and get a victory. If they fully locked and loaded, chances are, I wouldn't expect us to get a victory, but man, we are talking about the Pelicans, bro. The Pelicans will find a goddamn way whenever they feel like it, just on a whim for some goddamn reason. But consistently, they just can't seem to do that. But when the wind blows 2 degrees to the left and it's partially raining outside and the sun is shining just right to the northeast, the Pelicans will surprise your ass.
Yeah, that's a part of it, man, and that's the frustrating aspect of why a lot of the the flock, man, be so upset at times, because they see the domination of the Pelicans when their mind is right, and then of course see the lazy man loser mentality, which is no rhyme or reason to the flopping of back and forth, the movement of the meter from one end of the extreme to the next. It is utterly ridiculous and without reason why a team can be so good one moment and so bad another, so smart one moment and so dumb the next. From one side to the other, game by game, or even middle of the game, and it's not like, okay, they don't have enough time. It's been 60 plus games. I mean, there's 60 contests. The Pelicans are roughly, we've had well over 50 games now, and we still saying we still ain't got it. I mean, this team, these are not dumb players. We dealing with concentration issues. We dealing with heart issues. We dealing with a lot of stuff, man. And you got to be able to play a full game consistently with defense and understanding what you got to do. Too many mental lapses on defense. People forgetting where their men is and running out late. I mean, it's just utterly ridiculous. When you see a player get into the post, I was yelling at the television, help. Help. When you see it, then the guy runs over late.
I'm hella double him. You go over there, help.
Right. I'm yelling because that's what Stan Van Gundy is saying. He's yelling, help. Right. And the guy, it just moves late, like he's a phase out of reality, gets there late to make a positive impact as far as the defense is concerned. So it's very, very disconcerting, man, to see all this occur like this. And that's why I think a lot of the flock, it's just so upset, how the Pelicans play, because they have a higher opinion of this team, much like we do. We know when we see them play as well as they are, they're supposed to be one of the top 5 or 6 teams in the West, because of all the talent. You have 2 All-Stars. You have a bevy of really good, talented role players. You got Lonzo playing great ball, the best of his career right now. You got a hustling, rebounding Steven Adams. He might be overpriced, but he still gives you value in the middle. Eric, there's no reason why Eric Bledsoe should be this bad. I mean, is defensively, even tonight, his defense is suffering. I mean, that's all confidence issues. And this guy is having problems pulling himself up out of the muck and mire and put something together. Then, of course, we're dealing with some light work with the injuries. NAW, our shooter, who was showing some promise,
Man,
he's out.
good, bro.
Right,
He was like
he-
the fourth, I think, probably the fourth best player on his team for his points per game, fourth or fifth.
and he's out. We missing him. Josh Hart, the heart and soul of this team, he's out. James Johnson, another
Big missing piece in
goon
Josh.
dude, those dudes out. So I mean, once we start getting some of these talents back, hopefully we'll still be in a position once we start getting Josh Harden as he get closer, James Johnson and NAW back, that we'll be within a stone's throw of what we need to do to get in. Now 3.5 games back, that changed to I think 4.5 games now. Utterly repulsive, ridiculous, and absolutely stupid. And here Stan Van Gundy gets up there and says he's trying to get these guys to play defense, and game after game, it's the same old stuff. The Pelicans continue to not make the free throws to win the game. We just needed 3 free throw makes to take the contest. We couldn't even do that. 20 turnovers, missed 15 free throw attempts from the line today. It's just it's just a comedy of errors that you can't make, especially at home. You see on the road, they're not very good on the road. But at home, you're supposed to have something going on with you. And there is no rhyme or reason of why they look so bad on the road and at home. It's no rhyme or reason to it. So it's like, okay, you question Van Gundy, which he has some blame, but you also have to put a lot of that on the players. You got to put it out on, because Van Gundy can't play defense himself, but he's teaching these guys, look, you need to be here, you need to be there. So either you're going to pay attention and execute or you're not. So, I mean, I got to give him credit. He is open up the bench. He giving Najee Marshall all this time. Billy Hernan Gomez eventually giving these guys opportunity to shine. KLJ's getting more minutes. But it's just the players have to execute, man. They really do. I didn't see the headbands tonight, DC.
Nah, it wasn't no headbands tonight. I don't know what that was about or what statement they made. But Kendall, I don't know why you feel like what he said, Lonzo Ball. What we supposed to be talking about with Lonzo Ball for the loss? Because he took that 3 and he missed. Like, that ain't why we lost the game. But man, the Pels, they definitely gotta put it together, bro. No headbands tonight, as you said, bro. I don't know what that had to do with anything, or maybe something inside that they had going on. And maybe they need to do something else, put a Band-Aid over your eyes, some shit, come up with something new. And we kind of band together, man, and figure this all out, because this is fixable. Like, what they're going through, it'd be one thing if they were losing these games and there was nothing we could do, or it's like a lack of talent, or we was getting blowed out. Like, I kind of understand a lot of times when you hear Stan Van Gundy talking his frustrations and what he means. I think he just pisses me off when he start talking about he don't know. But he's right. Like, we're right there. We be fighting. You know what I'm saying? We make boneheaded mistakes. Like tonight, we had 20 turnovers. How many of those turnovers did we all watch where they would go in, be in the paint, got a damn shot or a layup they could take, and they trying to wrap around and do all these passes to Steven Adams, and he ain't even looking. He's sitting up there trying to set himself up to get an offensive rebound, and they trying to pass him the ball. Shoot the damn ball. Like, how many times we got to turn the ball over before y'all figure this out? Which, I mean, this has happened, a lot this season, throughout the season. But tonight it was like just one of the things. It showed up a lot more than normal. And it's like it took them forever before they just realized, okay, I can't give it to him. If I had to say something about Lonzo Ball, that's one thing that pisses me off tonight when I see he go in the lane and he has a clear path to the lane. He stops and he tries to go with a jump shot. Dude, you got a layup. Or he gets in there and he got a layup and he passed the ball. Shoot the fucking ball. Lay it up. You're right there. You're 6'6". Sometimes I don't know. In his mind, I think he thinks he's Kyra's height or something, bro. I don't get that. But other than that, I can't say nothing bad about Lonzo tonight. He played a hell of a game, man. A lot of some things I think he need to improve on. But the Pelicans as a team, they all have things they need to improve on. Like how many times Zion had a great game, and not to take nothing away from him, But I watch Zion go maybe 2 feet out from the free throw line all the time, man. They be backed up like 3 feet on him. Why is Zion not able to just hit that shot? Like, I believe he can hit it. He's just not used to shooting it. That his whole life he gets right there, and they back up that in his mind he got a full head of steam to get him a layup, and that's cool and all. But sometimes, man, after you finish running that layup and you got to take them deep breaths to breathe, feel a lot better if you just hit that shot right there, and you go ahead and start walking back instead of you got to run back down after you just then ran full speed to gallop in there. So it's some stuff they can improve on, man, and I think they will. But only time will tell if those improvements come fast enough and they come with us getting into the play. And so all faith and hope is not lost, family. I know a lot of us are kind of divided. Some of us want them in the plan. Some of us are just ready for them to kind of sink down and get this draft spot. And as I say all the time, man, it's a lottery. Like, you don't know. Like, I could give you the first, let's see, we got 5 slots for the lottery. You could give somebody the numbers for the first 4 slot and tell them just guess at the 5th one. That still don't mean they're gonna win it. Still don't mean they're gonna win the lottery. So if we get a top 5 pick, that don't guarantee we could pick a good player, but still pick the wrong damn player. Like, it's not a guarantee, man. I never want to put my faith and hope in the lottery unless the only one time I put some faith in the lottery if it's a full clear path to the number 1 pick. And we ain't got that. So, for them to play and leave their heart out there and play the best ball they can, man, and try to have some type of chemistry or something going into the offseason, even if they got to a point where they were mathematically eliminated from the plan, I still would want them to win games because I want them to figure out these issues that they're going through right now instead of starting off next season with the same damn thing.
Yeah, that's a major part of it, man. I'm going to hold my situation too. I think that as the talent's undeniable, it's just all of the insignificant small stuff that plays a major part that becomes big things, and it's a mentality thing. And I'm just hoping they win enough games until the hard riders like Harden and James Jones come back. Damien says, putting y'all on the spot, Big QDC, is it time to throw the towel in? Absolutely not, bro.
I just answered that for me.
Absolutely not. We have, about 13 games left that's left. You got over a dozen games left. Absolutely not. You fight until the last game.
It's 12, over. Man. This was the 12. 13. Yeah, it's 12.
Okay,
now.
So you got 12. You got a dozen games remaining. You've got to fight until till it's over with, and then you fight to the last game, and that's what it's about, man. And I think with 12 games, that's still too many games to say, well, it's over with, and you're 4 games out of the play-in. It's 4 games versus 12, and the numbers are starting to get real fine. But like I said, pressure's building. Sooner or later, something has got to happen. So I say absolutely not. They're not. I would most certainly fight to the last. To everything is 0-0-0. 120 says, DC, you called it. Maybe that's why Zion don't play hard on defense all the time.
Yeah, man. Zion has been prepped. I don't know if y'all realized this last year. They set him out that whole time when Zion was hurt. While he was hurt, I believe he could have been came back, from the injury he had. They was teaching him how to land and all this stuff. What they not going to tell you is some of his preparation. It was like, look, Zion, on defense, we don't want you to go all out. We don't want to hurt yourself when you're fatigued. Like, they got a way he probably goes about it and would hurting himself in mind that I think that the team is fully on board for. And the fact, like I was saying, when, the way he scores, it takes a lot of energy. The way Zion plays ball on the offensive end, man, you can only expect so much from that guy on the defensive end after he was just going full out on the offensive end. He gonna have periods people don't like to hit at, but you're gonna take breaks on the defensive end. The dude got to breathe. Like, he playing 38 minutes. We all know he's in a lot better condition than he was last year. But Zion, in my opinion, he ain't conditioned to be playing 40 minutes every night yet. You know what I'm saying? one more off season, he probably gonna get that. You're gonna see him when he look a little. He gonna look a little bigger, a little slimmer, but still got some weight to him, a little more muscular. You're gonna see it. Maybe go with Karl Malone, like we've been talking about, and you'll see a better defensive game. And defense ain't nothing but energy and effort. So when he's lacking energy, you know what I'm saying, his effort on the defensive end is going to look kind of hard. You know, like, look, but we didn't see Zion when he put his mind to it and he squares up to play D on somebody. He does pretty damn good when he gives it his all, man. You can tell when he wants to lock somebody up or not allow him to get around him. He's amazing locking up perimeter players. To say he that big, man. They got point guards and shooting guards that can't get around that dude. And he a damn power forward. That is impressive. But obviously, when somebody like Jacob Poeltl, you know, he gets switched on him, Zion 6'6". You know what I'm saying? And if he in a bad position, they give Poeltl the ball a certain way. Like, Poeltl going to be able to shoot over Zion. Ain't nothing he could do unless he foul him. You know what I'm saying? Him allowing him not to get there. So, yeah, I think a lot of it is him being fatigued from the way he plays offense, as well as all the minutes we playing him. That's why me and Big Q always talk about the staggering. We don't like the staggering because when you put Zion out there with the bench unit, it's a lot more pressure on him to play better defensively because we know Jackson Hayes, we talk about him improving and being better. Jackson Hayes not there yet as far as the little stuff. So you're going to have a guy like Zion be put in position to where if he was out there with Steven Adams, he might know when to switch or no, I'm not going to switch on that guy because I don't want Zion to get matched up. Or, you know, just a vet with him. Or maybe even a James Johnson, I think could help as well because like you were saying, Big Q, I know some people not familiar with James Johnson playing center, but he's a guy I've seen him play center for Miami. Like I've seen him do it. You know what I'm saying? Not for, you know, a whole season or the whole game, but in spots like that, yeah, that guy can be a small ball center. He can pretty much guard anybody because he uses his intelligence and to be able to position himself in certain ways. And he can't jump that high. He ain't 7 feet tall, but he know where to be, how to be, when to be. And you know that's a lot of it, along with effort. So yeah, man. If Zion get his conditioning up, he develops, which I believe Zion has a mid range shot right now. He just doesn't feel comfortable taking a lot of them. But if he develops the confidence to shoot that little free throw line shot, you're gonna see a different guy on defense. You're gonna see a different guy on offense. They're gonna have to defend a certain way. It changes everything. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and the dude only played 80 games. And out of them 80 games, Zion has 2,000 points. There's only 12 other players in the history of the NBA that have done that. He the last one to do it since Michael Jordan. The dude is special. So whatever gripes we got with him on defense, we need to just deal with that shit and let it play out, man, because we got something here that ain't never been seen. Like the hype is real.
Yeah, I think that's the same shit they said about LeBron back in the day. It was like he's overhyped until they understood that he was the real deal. I mean, they had players that came with Zion most certainly showing you right now in his first full season of play, not even hitting 80 games yet, that he's definitely something serious, especially when he started developing that 14, 15, 16, 18, 19-foot jump shot. And he gets that three-pointer going like he had it going last year when he was practicing that three and hitting it with some confidence. So a lot of that in this game is going to flow, and that's going to happen pretty smoothly. Right now, he's young, and his game, his confidence is in this brutish bull game, similar to like some of the greats before. When Charles Barkley got into the league, that's what his game was coming in. He was bruting. Then, of course, several years later, he found out how to use the bump and then turn with the shot, to use to get up under to make plays. He worked his 3-point shot into there, and then the overall game came together. As people he would draw double teams, and he knew how to make passes off there. Several other really talented players as well. Karl Malone's another good one that really had Stockton with him for summation of his for almost his whole damn career. And he would play off for Stockton and hit those shots. He had a nice jump shot as well. To Karl Malone had a good back to basket game, and of course he get there, he turn around and fade and hit shots. And He had a bevy of moves as well.
The give and go game too used to run with Stockton, bro. That was
Yeah,
very impressive.
that was the essence of
The
essence of
give and
what
go
Utah was
game was
doing.
crazy.
Yeah, that was one of the best I've ever seen do it. How they had that give and go game going at a high level. Had a lot of success in Utah with that for years. So I mean, it's
20
amazing.
years, bro. They did them dudes. I think both of them played 20 years, right? I know they
I don't
played
know if it was
together
20,
probably
but
about 16 or
yeah,
15 at
it was.
least.
Yeah, it was over a dozen years they played together, but it was quite excellent. But that's the part of it. DC, you want to take a few calls tonight? I know it's late.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
you feel
yeah,
about it?
man.
Want
I
to take a
know
few
that
calls?
people are fed up, man. I'm pretty sure they won't get up here and talk too, man. And I'm here to listen and comment.
Yeah, we a cheap therapist right now. That's what we're gonna do.
Let me get my notepad,
Yeah, get the glasses too. Put them on there too, and get ready to kind of help out the family members because I know a lot of people are pissed. So we're gonna put that in the chat. Links in the chat for the flock for the family members to join in, voice their concerns. We'll take a few calls tonight. I know it's kind of late, but big ups to the Pelicans. Thank y'all for chiming in on this installment of the Pelican Post Game Report. Give a shout out to everybody. 120 Jabari, Unique View, Melanin God, Damian Green. Let's see, Teal, my dog Teal. What's up, Teal?
Chill.
VB Saints, Pales Lady, Lion and
Pause, lady.
Calvary, Trey Joseph in there, Rob McCoy, Jay
Great,
Black.
great.
What's up, fam?
Jay Black.
Kevin Johnson, Kenneth Barnes, all the family members chiming in. I won't forget Big Jedediah. What's up, fam? You too as well. Go Pels to you. Josh, what's
Yo.
up, Josh? Big ups to Josh as well. GM Kev, what's up, Kev?
What's up,
Kev's in the
Kel?
building as well. DJ as well. Big ups to DJ chiming in as well. I am Groot is in the building as well. Appreciate
I
you.
am Groot.
Brother Cordell is in the building as well. Big ups to you, fam.
Funny name.
Big ups to you as well. And all the block and big Sean in the building as well. What's up, Sean? Mr. 100 is in the
What's
building
up,
as
Mr.
well.
100?
Big ups to your fam, you as well, and all of the flock. Much love to all you guys, and thank y'all for being here in the show. So with that being said, we're gonna open up the channel. We got Brother James chiming in next, and we're gonna let him pop up in here with thoughts. So any thoughts, concerns, or words on the Pelicans? How do you see any answers you guys want to drop about what they need to do? Your thoughts on Stan Van Gundy? Of course, we got a difficult one coming up in a couple of days against the Clippers, playoff aspirations, lottery team, all that's on the table. We'll take a few calls. And we're going to bring in Brother James next. Brother James, welcome to the show, fam.
How y'all doing?
Good, brother.
What's
How you
up,
feel?
brother?
All right, Brother James.
You need to put us
can you
on
hear me?
Sorry
pause
about
real
that.
quick.
No, sorry. No, my apologies. My lady came by real quick. Just wanted to make sure she was
Okay.
all right.
No
But
problem,
yeah,
brother.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I'm not freaking out as much as I was earlier this year. Because I feel that we have Zion, we have Brandon Ingram. Of course, they have to prove on the defensive side of the ball. I believe that they will. I believe they have what it takes to improve on that side of the ball. So everything else around them is interchangeable at this point until you find the right mixture, right? I would love to keep Lonzo Ball, but if the price is too much, then I understand they got to trade him, get rid of him. So I'm not really tripping about that. Nikhil Alexander-Walker looked like he was coming into his own until he got hurt.
Right.
I truly believe part of a situation that happened, the reason why we're struggling so much now is that them injuries hit us at the wrong time. Like it seemed like right as everybody was, playing the best defense, everybody was, really figuring each other out. Boom, Josh Hart get hurt. Then Nikhil Alexander-Walker get hurt. And now then you had, of course, that long stint Brandon Ingram and Zion being out for a couple games. Then Lonzo Ball get hurt. So now with everybody coming back in, it's like we got to figure out how to do what we was trying to do beforehand before everybody get hurt. So we right back at square one. So going into next year, I have high hopes for Stan Van Gundy because I don't think he's shown enough to where I feel he's not the coach. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Like, I think that he is smart enough to figure this team out and what's the best way to get the team going. He's had his moments where he's done stupid stuff, but that's all coaches, right? All coaches have those moments, so I'm not really going to fret too much on that. My biggest issue really is what is David Griffin going to go? What is he going to do going forward, right? Like Eric Bledsoe got to go. We all know that. A lot of people complain about Steven Adams spacing and the fact that he doesn't really help in that aspect, even though I believe that his screens and stuff help in that. And then, my biggest issue with Steven Adams really more is the fact that even when he's within 5 feet, he seems not to be a consistent threat, right? Like he'll miss point blank shots, or he doesn't really have the touch on the ball to really execute some of those plays. So it's annoying in that sense. So I don't want to sit there and say that he should go, because I feel like he helps create a lot of extra possessions. But like someone said on Twitter a couple of days ago, the issue is not Adams or just Bledsoe. It's both of them on the court together. Like you can't have both of them on the court together because they don't respect them at all. Like when we played against the New York Knicks the first time, they both double teamed BI and Zion while they both was on the court together. Like who the hell? How the hell do you double both your stars and don't get killed by that? You know what I'm saying? Like there's no way in hell you going against the Lakers and double both LeBron James and AD and you're not gonna get killed. Like that's just not possible. So the only reason why it is because they don't respect nobody else. And you have to have people on your team that when they get double teamed or when the defense is focused all their energy to stop these two, you make them pay. Like they every team that we've ever faced this year within the last, ever since Zion became, up to his own, where he's averaging almost 30 points a game, every game they switch to a zone. Every game. And the reason why that is that as much as people say, oh, you switch to a zone to stop Zion, they're not stopping Zion. They're betting on the fact that, okay, he probably gonna kill us, but I know Bledsoe wide open over there, he not gonna kill us. I know Steven Adams, he's not gonna kill us. Najee Marshall is not gonna kill us. Brandon Ingram, he may kill us, but at the same time, if he dribble more than 2 times, we probably could take the ball from him. So, and I love BI. Like, I'm not on a trade BI train. I'm not on a train of like, BI can't match with Zion. I think that BI had to understand that it takes. Well, I ain't gonna just say BI had to understand. I think we have to develop a system more for BI than we do for Zion. Zion gonna get his, but when it comes to BI, he work a lot to get his points sometimes. Like it just seemed like boy, I have to be tired sometimes because like he dribbled 5 times, had to hit a turnaround, hit a fadeaway over a dude. It's like, come on, man. I don't blame BI, but it's just like shit. It just seemed like it's just so much work for him to get his. So I'm beyond. Like if you asked me 2 weeks ago, I've been spitting fire and pissing vinegar and all that stuff. But I'm at this point now where like the play-in is not going to be an option. And at this point, just make sure that Zion don't get hurt for the rest of something don't, hurt him to where it's an ongoing injury into next year, that BI don't get hurt. Because one of the things I think a lot of people don't acknowledge about this team is that next year will probably be the first offseason that we've had healthy as a complete and a regular offseason. I ain't gonna just say just healthy, but just a regular offseason because this offseason was shortened. Last offseason, when we first got BI and Lonzo Ball, they both came in hurt, and they didn't get a chance to touch the ball until right as training camp get ready to start. Then Zion Williamson get hurt. Then so this year, after this season, off season, we make the trade that we're supposed to make to bring the people we're supposed to be into. I expect Stan Van Gundy to be able to have enough time to really put a system in place and get them guys really playing defense the way they hope to. Next year, we doing the exact same shit, then I'm pissed off and I'm worried. Then I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Is David Griffin the right GM? Is Stan Van Gundy the right coach? But this year, it's like it is what it is. shit, maybe we can get a lottery pick this year and either draft somebody or trade it for somebody that's better. Who knows? But I'm not really fretting at this point. Like, it's just, I'm happy the fact that if you think about where we were when we switched from CP3 to AD, like, think about a lot of those teams we had. That was terrible. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, you had AD, and it's like, oh, we were happy as hell to get Drew Holiday. Love Drew Holiday, but it's like, damn, we forced that shit. Like, we tried to rush that with the quickness. So now we got two guys that can damn near average 30. They young as hell. They 23 and 20 respectively, so you're not really forcing anything. Possibly a third guy if Lonzo Ball can continue to evolve and get a mid-range and stuff like that. So, if it is him, cool. If it's not him, if somebody else, fine. But I feel as long as B.I. and Zion continue to develop, we'll be fine.
Go ahead, DC.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, man. James done broke it all the way down, bro. You talk about go ahead. I'm waiting to hear what else he got to say, man. I'm taking notes. Thought I was lying when I got my notepad, man. Everything he said was on point, man. I mean, a lot of times we do blow things out of proportion and just always being Team New Orleans with everything. Like, you right, man. That transition from CP to AD was horrible. Oh my God, I remember it, dude. It was so bad. Remember we had, what was that dude? Marcus Peters. Remember we had him?
Morris Peters.
Morris Peters, yeah.
Couldn't even say his name
Man,
right.
we had so many guys, bro. That was like, it would be like guys that couldn't make the bench on other teams, and we would get them and put them as starters. You know what I'm saying? This is what we was going through. So the fact that we do got two guys putting up 30 and we're able to compete and we see the potential in them, you know what I'm saying? That's a big step, and we got a lot to work with, somewhere to start. And I think everybody's just kind of like, it's like post-traumatic shock, man. Like, we got PSD with the AD thing. Like, and we keep seeing these headlines, oh, Zion gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? Everybody getting nervous. So that's why they're so scared about him just winning now. Like, we need to win a championship this year, damn near. I mean, we knew when this season started. Anything with the Pels just being if we play 500 ball, like, that's a huge success. Like, we all knew that when the season started. But once you start seeing their potential and then how the NBA is hyping up Zion, well, not really hyping him up. They're giving him his just due because he's playing legendary basketball. And we're like, oh, man, we can't waste this type of talent. So I get it why everybody's so flustered and making a big deal out of it. But you right, brother. Like, we doing exactly what we're supposed to. The Pelicans are kind of really right where they're supposed to be right now. I mean, we're a little bit, the opposite way on the seesaw where we should be. It's supposed to be about here, or maybe we're a little high up here. But we them 4 games under is what's killing us. If they be 500, that'd be right where we expected them to be. If that would have us out of the play-in or whatever, I don't think people would be so upset.
Yeah, I think also the people look at the individual talent and they sit there and say, okay, like I just saw one said, like, they should be better than they are, no excuses. And I'm like, I give you that. I'm not really finna argue too much. I'm not gonna put too much on that. But, because if you look at Steven Adams is, a solid center. He's not, he's even, right? Like, he should be able to play very well for yourself. He's not going to be a negative. You look at Eric Bledsoe, he was supposed to be a positive. Like, nobody expected him to come in and be exactly Drew Holiday, but then nobody asked him to be a scrub either. Like, that was the thing that kind of shocked everybody. And then, so you got to think about the fact that, because I was one of those ones that came in and saw a lot of people complaining about the whole Adams signing. I was like, it's not going to be a big deal because what shooting did we lose? Because we was top 3 in 3-point shooting last year. Like, what did we – like, Drew Holiday wasn't that better of a 3-point shooter than Eric Bledsoe was. We lost, Etuan Moore, Frank Jackson, and Kendrick Williams. Like, out of the 3, the one shooter that we really lost was Etuan Moore. So I was like, we should be good. And then we wasn't. I was like, oh, shit, what happened? So So that
Darius
was the
Miller
thing.
too. Q hate
Darius
him,
Miller.
but Darius Miller was a good 3-point shooter though, bro.
Yeah, he was
He probably
unfortunately
did
with
a
the
lot of other
ACL.
things horribly, but he was a good 3-point shooter.
But yeah, oh definitely. Like it was he was that guy that everybody was waiting on to like turn into something, like at least be that JJ Redick maybe, but he
He
never
will never be that.
no. But but at the same time, like I said, I understand the whole situation, but I think a lot of people, when they don't realize that you went from a high paced offense where screw everything, just run, and then all of a sudden you come with Stan Van Gundy, who is actually trying to build like Alvin Gentry was trying to force you in the system. Stan Van Gundy is trying to build a system around his two stars, which I've always wanted. I've always looked. If you ever notice about any great coach, they don't never try to fit guys within a system. They build the system around those guys, their talent, and then work it out, and they figure it out that way. So
That's true.
when Stan came in and he had that thought process, it's like, okay, you right on board without what I hope you do. And if you're being real, offensively for a while, we found that with Zion being point Zion and Brandon Ingram feeding off of him. So, and I think that the thing that we're missing is BI needs to be not 100% like a Ray Allen, but start doing sets like Ray Allen, running around screen and stuff. We need to have like screen actions where, he don't have to dribble 5 times to get his shot. Just set the screens, run around, and then next thing you know, maybe have Zion and Lonzo Ball be like that Draymond Green type mixture where they're the point setting everything up, and then before you realize it, BI wide open in the corner and he just hit the 3. Right? Like, I don't know if BI necessarily want to do that because he does have the skill sets to be able to do the fadeaways and the mid-range and everything. But, I think that we have to work a little bit harder to help him get his shots easier, and I believe Stan Van Gundy will figure it out this off season. Like, he should have plenty of time to do so because we're going to be at home.
Bro.
But like you said earlier, like a lot of people got that PTSD because of the AD situation, the CP3 situation. The one thing I will say this compared to those two situations is one, when it came to CP3, unfortunately I don't even think they tried to find his number 2 really. Like Tom Benson was cheap. We all know that. Or I ain't gonna say just him, but the whoever the owner was beforehand, he was cheap as well. So they didn't really try to do too much to try to find that second guy. And unfortunately, CP3 is a small player, so he was never going to be the best player in the NBA. Like he's going to be an MVP candidate. He's going to be a best point guard in the league, but he's not going to be that guy. That guy got to be 6'6" and above. That's just the way the NBA is. AD, he a beta. Like, it's just that simple. Like, we thought that AD was an alpha, so we tried to find. I don't want to say alpha. We thought AD was Batman, so we tried to find his Robin. Come to find out, he was a Robin, so we got 2 Robins on the team. And that's what we messed up. We were trying to give everybody, like, when we came to AD, we tried to rush to see, we're not gonna do what we did with CP3 and not get him no help. We're gonna give AD all the help. We're gonna get him Drew Holiday. We're gonna get him Boogie Cousins. We're gonna get Rajon Rondo, and that ended us winning 48 games. And it's like, now we still haven't figured out necessarily if Zion will be that dog, that alpha dude. It looked like he had that ability. It looked like he had that talent. And then Brandon Ingram, I believe that he is smart enough to accept. When people say a Robin role, it's almost like the derogatory term. It's not. Like, you just know that, hey, you the guy that we need to feed, but whenever it's my time, I'm going to be that guy. So if they can figure out that combination, and then we got draft assets as well. Like, we didn't have draft assets when we had CP3 and AD. Like, we traded all our draft assets to get a C+ players. And like who the boy we got from the Bulls?
Miritich.
Miritich. Yeah, like he was great for us that 1 year, but it was just like, damn, we probably could have kept that. Which one was the one that ended up being Jamal Murray? Oh, Buddy, no, we traded.
Oh, that
Buddy.
was our fault. We drafted Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield.
And we could have had Jamal Murray.
We could have had Jamal Murray. So like, if we didn't rush it, maybe we would have had a better team around AD. Maybe we would have been in a situation of the Nuggets or the Jazz right now instead of rebuilding again, right? So I think a lot of people, they learned their lesson. Plus, Gail Benson, bro, like I think she ain't scared to spend money as long as you telling me it's worth spending, right? Like she gave the money for the facility, all that stuff, and it's just like, all right, this is what you said you wanted. I better see some, return on my investment that we winning. And I think it's one of those situations where she waiting. I don't think she really tripping right now, but by year 3, hey, bro, we better start winning. We better be a 6 seed next year. Like not we fighting for 8 seed, fighting for 9 seed, 10 seed. Next year, we better be 7, 6, or 5. Like that should, at least in my mind, that should be the next step. Like next year shouldn't be the 8 seed. Next year you should be fighting, trying not to be in the play-in.
You're right, man. And if they would have made the right steps, like we talked about before, firing Al Gentry should have been done immediately with AD. If you listen to AD, some of the reason he wanted to leave was because of damn Al Gentry. I keep telling him I don't want to play center. I guess I'm playing center. You know what I'm saying? Like it was so many different things. We should have just been pulled the plug. Like when AD left, Dale Demp should have left, immediately. Well, I mean that did happen. I'm sorry, the wrong thing. We cleaned the whole front office out, is what I meant to say, and then you leave the one person that was still there, which made no goddamn sense. Stan Van Gundy, if he was going to be the coach, should have been a coach last year. And all of this, what we're going through right now, could have been averted. And the other big point I like that you made, brother, was us getting shots for BI. I always look at the game and I wonder why I don't see BI running off a bunch of screens and them doing stuff to get him open. I mean, I see it sometimes, but just like how you see Steph Curry like always moving and running around, like why they not adopting a similar mindset with him like that, with the way he's able to shoot now. I understand him shooting as a 40%, 38% 3-point shooter is new. This is like his second year shooting at a high clip like that, but I think that's the next step. Is you start getting him wide open shots at the 3-point line. Because when he gets wide open shots at the 3-point line, B.I. don't really miss when he get wide open ones. Now, when he start doing his, I'm in my bag, I'm a dribble, pull down, and let me come up and shoot in your face.
Yeah, you know what, though, DC, a lot of that is because the ball stops in his hands. And you got to have somebody go get the ball out of it.
But if they got a play call, Q, in the design of the offense,
I just don't see Stan
it can't
Van
stop
Gundy
in his
doing
hands. Because he know they're running a play for them to do that. So why would he mess up a play for him?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's that IQ thing, though. You know what I'm saying? That IQ thing. I mean, Stan Van Gundy is so turned around with what he's trying to do. He's trying to get them to do certain things they're not doing well, and for him to just turn around and flip and do something else. I think he's slow to make the proper adjustments. We see it in real time. So, I mean, his philosophy, he's looking at point Zion, and I'm like, okay, that's good for some time, to get Zion gone. But my goodness, man. I mean, you need both of those guys to win. Zion carried the game. He had 30 plus points and 14 rebounds tonight, and you still lost by 2. So, I mean, you had 3 double-digit scorers, 20-plus scorers, and Lonzo, B.I., and Zion. You still lost by 2. Now, of course, Zion missed most of his free throws. You had other players too, but hell, Steven Adams missed both his damn free throws. Najee Marshall missed most of his 3-point. He made one of them. So I mean,
didn't B.I. miss 2 out of 3, or was it?
I think
he missed one. He missed one that didn't count.
One
of them didn't count. He missed it, but they had the lane violation, so it didn't count.
Okay.
Right. Go ahead, James.
And,
Then we got. I'm
oh,
gonna give you the full. We got 120 behind you, my brother. But go ahead and finish up. Great points.
okay, I appreciate it, man. I think when it comes to that situation, the one thing, and I think I don't know if it was Antonio Daniels that said this, or maybe it was somebody else, but he always says simple basketball, and you need a guy that's on the court that when you have something working to continue to go back to that, continue like it's like okay, we went away from that. Let's get back. Like they can't stop it, right? So I think when it comes to that, I don't think Stan Van Gundy is just saying like, hey, he's not trying to run set plays. I think that because they're young, they fall back into bad habits of, Bi wants to be that, Mamba mentality, dribble, pull up. Because we see plenty of time where it's like, hey, everybody get on one side of the court, get the hell out of my way, and I'm finna
He
sit there and
waves them
bring it
off.
home. He
Right.
waves them off, and it's just that situation of. And it's not just him. It's a lot of players in the NBA that try to do this shit. And it's just like, bro, you not that guy. You understand your skills, what you're good at. It's okay that you can't just pull up in the early part of a shot clock and bust a three and end the game on there or kill the game. That's okay. You can't do that. It's not for everybody. So I think that everybody wants that moment to do so. But I think when it comes to you need someone on the court that recognize that, hey, this thing is working. We're gonna run this bitch. We're gonna run this every single time until they stop it, and we're not going to adjust until they adjust. And when they adjust, then we'll figure it out. Like that's the thing. Like if you sit there, you watch the Suns with CP3. CP3 is just that he's just that high IQ that just like, hey, we're gonna slow this down. We're gonna keep running this set. Cause what was it? Well, the last they killed us on the pick and roll 10 straight times. Like it was just nothing else. They didn't try to attempt nothing else but the pick and roll because we could not stop it. And the thing
Right.
is that when you watch the Pelicans, we'll have something that works like 10 out of 10 times. And
Go
for
away
some
from it.
reason, we go away from it. And it's just like, and I know Stan ain't sitting there telling them to go away from it. It's them. It's them. So that's why I like, because Stan too smart. Everybody wants to sit there and say they think they feel Stan is too old. And just like, bro, we forget that how innovative he was. Everybody want these young new coaches and all that stuff. And like, and they feel like players are so sensitive that they can't be taught, can't be yelled at, can't be, held accountable. And if you
That's the
look at
problem.
if you look at Zion though, and if you look at Bi, both of them are used to coaches when they was in college or in high school that held them accountable. So this is nothing new to them. Hell, even to this day, Zion still say his mama is still the hardest coach he's ever had. So Stan Van Gundy ain't finna run this man off. Like Stan ain't gonna be the one that's gonna run this off. If Zion decides to leave and go elsewhere, it's because we didn't build the right team around him. I don't believe he's the guy that, like I said, I understand people get scared, people get freaked out and everything, like, oh my God, we're gonna lose another generation of talent. And it's just that, because we're not winning year two, and everybody look at Luka and they're winning. Everybody look at, which even then, if you look at them, they're winning, but they still the 6th seed, the 7th seed. It's not like they going for a contender right now. They still struggling. But everybody look at those generational talent players and say, well, they're doing it. Why aren't you? Right? And then you look at the people that they surrounded with. And I'm just thinking like, hey, LeBron didn't win in his second year. He didn't go to the playoffs until his third year. The third year usually is that year that you make that next leap. That next leap of, whether you add something to your game. And I think, even with Zion, he started to realize, like, bro, they can't mess with you. There's a lot of these, you come out here, they really can't fool with you. You ain't got to pass the ball. You ain't got to be that great teammate to sit there and pass it to Kyra Lewis in the corner. Like, I'm sorry, I love Kyra. That ain't the shot. The shot that need to be taken is the one where you drive to the basket and collapse the defense and still do your thing. But it's gonna come. It's gonna come with time, and hopefully, like you said, Big Q, about they don't run those sets and everything like that. I just think that they, Stan came in with a vision of what he may have wanted, but you have to see it play out. You got to look at the talent. You got to see what they do well to form that. Now that you've had a whole year, and you can have data and all that stuff and tape and film and everything like that, maybe we'll see that next year. Maybe we'll sit there and be like, you know what? You dribble way too much to get your shot. That's not you mean killing your dribbling skills or your handling skills. But we realize that when all you got to do is pull up and shoot, or you one dribble and shoot, you're successful. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna run you all pick and rolls and screens and stuff like that. That's that we're gonna figure out a way to where even with the mid range, like run a screen off of Zion right there at the 3-point line, not 3-point line, at the free throw line, and pull up and shoot the mid range shot like that. You'll still get your mid range shot, and you just build the system around that. So that's how I think we got a whole offseason to figure out what we're gonna do, and I think Stan is smart enough to do so, and I'm hoping David Griffin is smart enough to put the talent around these guys to do what they need to do.
Well, thank you, brother James. I appreciate, man. Great, solid commentary. The flock really enjoyed that, bro. And hopefully that you're absolutely right that Griffin does it, because we know for certain, 1,000% that it won't be Trajan Langdon, sorry ass. So with that being said, thank you, brother
What he
Jay.
said about BI too, they did against Orlando, man. That was a big part of us getting that blowout against Orlando. BI, his first 5 or 6 shots, man, they came and he barely even dribbled the ball. I think he might have went like damn near the whole game with only like 5 dribbles or something crazy like that.
We got it. That definitely needs to be investigated more, man. But it's hard to even get them to play simple defense. And we started talking about switching it up. But it might be a switch that work, man. We need to do something different. But thank you, brother James, and go Pels to you, my friend. Thank you. Big ups to you.
Pels.
Go
Pels. Brother James. Good call by brother James. Real smart brother.
Excellent call,
we got 120 on there and followed by DJ. We'll bring 120 in. What's up, 120?
What's going on, fellas, man? What's up, Big Q? What's up, Big DC?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Man, I've been wanting to call in every day, every time I've been seeing these pills, man. Man, my brother James was on point for the most part, but I'm screaming what Sway say all the time. Man, Stan is garbage, man. I'm not saying that he's not a smart coach, but his coaching schemes is from the 90s and the early 2000s, man, where they play the passing lane. You can leave a shooter open because you don't think he's going to hit the shot. Man, these dudes jacking up shots from the 3-point line. I mean, from half court down there. So when I'm looking at the game, it could be an average 3-point shooter be killing us, man. You always see them. They leave a man open, and you be, oh, man, that man ain't going to hit that shot. And he just, man, he'll go 3 for 4 or 2 for, you know what I'm saying, be 50 or 40% on the night shooting against us because we done left him open to clog the lane up to try to stop him. Because Stan used to that big man that could block shots, which we don't have that with Steven Adams. Steven Adams is a good offensive rebounder, but he always, like you say, he tipped the ball a lot. He tipped the ball a lot. He ain't gonna just grab it and just dunk over somebody or play the lane and block the shots. So with Stan's defense, man, this is why them little young kids is not resonating with them. Because if you look at it, when you don't think JJ told them dudes, man, look, man, Stan ain't no good coach, man. He ain't, because that dude knew. He been in the league long enough, and he knew that Stan wasn't going to be no good coach for that team. That's why he wanted to get up out of there. So I look at it like we just traded. We had Alvin. He was all about the offense. Run. Now we got Stan. He's supposed to be all about the defense, but our defense looking sorry. It's like you be like, what the hell? You traded offense for defense, and this man not even coaching the defense, or these dudes not even listening to him to coach the defense. So it's like with me, man, Stan need to go. Which he might turn that mug around for them boys next year or whatever. And I be hearing about, we didn't have no full off season, but everybody had the same schedule. So we can't look at that as our downfall because Stan didn't have the whole off season with him, whatever. None of them other teams had that same opportunity either. But Stan just is like, you be seeing him sitting there, like the other day, we sitting there looking at him shaking. I said, man, dude, this man got Parkinson's or something. He just on the sideline just shaking. It's like, We need an all-around coach, and the last all-around coach we had was Monty Williams, man. And you look what that boy doing with Phoenix, man, and what we got, what we gave up, got Alvin Gentry. He came in there, but only thing I can say for Alvin, we stayed with injuries. Now we ain't start having injuries till the end of the season with Stan, but it's just not looking good for us, man. Maybe he might take this off season to rethink his defense and come back stronger next season. But man, if that's what we got to look for again next season, man, we're gonna be in the same spot. About 38 games of wins in the season. You know what I'm saying? Hoping for a play-in. We're not supposed to be hoping for a play-in. We supposed to at least be in that 8 or 9 spot.
Right.
And man, I be listening to y'all. I be like, man, we gonna get it. Man, we got to get to 500 first. And I don't see the Spurs or Golden State coming up out them little that ninth or that 10th spot. I don't see it. So, man, when I watch Stan coach them boys, it's like a train wreck every night, man. Just with Orlando, everybody on their team had to be out for us to win that game. Man, we could be playing backups, man. These dudes coming in there looking like they starters. And I mean, I know DeMar DeRozan a good player, but to hit 32 points, man, I give him 20. I give him 23. But to come out there and shoot, get 32 on us, man, you got to blame the coaching, man. You got to blame the coaching. Man, you will see Najee come out there, be on the roll, you know what I'm saying, or whoever, stay in a call of timeout, pull them up off the game. So it's like, it all boils down to him, man. I know them dudes could be playing a little bit hard on defense for him, but at the end of the day, the coaching got to understand, man, what players need to be in the game at a certain time. He need to know his players, to know who need to be in the game. Blood Cell shouldn't been getting no playing time all season. Once he realized what we were only getting 10 points, we might get 14 out of him. You a bench player. You need to get on. You need to let's play one of our youngsters, man, and get them some experience. We could have been had NAW in, getting that boy some playing time. He shoot better. Yeah, he gonna make his mistakes, but shit, how many mistakes Bled make every game? Man, what if you go to your job tomorrow and tell them, hey man, I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what's going. Man, them people gonna fire you, man.
Go home.
You gonna be gone.
You gonna at least get suspended, huh?
Man, he sitting up there playing for a check right now. Every game he laughing like shit. Man, they can say what they want. I'm making 14 million this year. Yeah, I'm gonna come back and make them 14 million again next year and do the same damn thing. Man, like your boy James say, he needs to go. You know what I'm saying? I could deal with Steven Adams because at least he doing something on the rebounds. He playing some part. Bled ain't playing no part. They talking about defense. I don't see it. Man, I would take Drew Holiday all day over that, man. Like I said earlier in the comments, man. Once we made that trade, man, the Bucks bust out laughing at us. Like, man, are they serious? They gave up Holiday for this dude? Man, I don't know, man. I know one thing. When this off season come back and we sitting up there and we come back, we start the season next year, and then we looking like this, if he lasts 10 or 15 games, I know David Griffin ain't doing his job right. Or whoever pulling the strings to who hired him, man, because that he was a bad call, man. He was a bad call. I guess once your boy didn't give him his answer. What's your boy name? Lou didn't give him the answer he wanted. He didn't have no other choice. He like, man, I just gotta find somebody. But you go get somebody that been out the NBA for 4-5 seasons. It's like, man, he been out the league for a long time for a reason. I'm not saying he can't be no good defensive coach, but what he's supposed to be out there teaching them dudes, I don't know, man. I ain't gonna keep up the lines on y'all, man. I just want to come in here and just say my little piece, man. I be so mad, man. It's like man, I wish the TVs were 3D. You could just go up there and shake that boy. He just needs somebody to shake him. Hey man, what you doing coaching out there? Yeah, man. Somebody like, man, maybe his brother would have been a better coach for us than him, man. Cause I don't see it, man. But man, I'm gonna sit back and just listen to y'all boys talk, man, and I don't know, man. I don't know, boy. Like I say, I just gotta shake my head to them, man. But man, I respect y'all boys. Y'all keep doing y'all thing, man.
Fam. Much love,
Later.
man.
Thank you. 120.
Good commentary, bro. I
no
got
problem,
disagree
man.
with one
Hey,
thing
when you was talking about Zion, I was agreeing with you. When I think Zion plays so hard on offense to where he take off on the defensive end a little bit because he think he got help, but none of them know what the hell they're going on out there because they ain't listen. Like Blair said, well, I ain't know what's going on. None of them listen to stand in the huddle, and we could be down. This was another point I wanted to make. We could be down and need an offensive bucket. If you're not an offensive coach, what is you grabbing that clipboard for? You need to have one of your assistants that know the offense to come up there and draw some plays.
Right.
And then I seen the other game, man. This dude come up with a piece of paper. Like, what y'all got the papers, the plays drawing up on the paper? You know what I'm saying? You'll see every coach with that clipboard drawing up plays. He come out there with a little piece of paper and fold it up, put it back in his pocket. Man, you need to go sit down. When they call a timeout and we need offensive play, you go sit down and whoever running your offense, come up there and draw them boys up some plays, man. Because we come up out the timeout and do something crazy. You be like, man, it's like 20% of the plays they run out on a timeout. We need that score. They might make it. The rest of them either gonna be a turnover or a miss shot. Man, that's all I wanted to say, man. But I appreciate y'all boys, what y'all doing, man. I can't wait till the Saints to see what they do. Maybe we might have better luck with them, man.
It ain't over 120, bro. We got a few games left, bro.
It ain't over, but man, it make the state look bad, baby. It make the state look bad.
say 120, bro. You could do me a favor, bro.
What's up, babe?
Please don't mention Monty Williams no more, bro. They talking about in the chat. Every time I see Monty Williams, it makes me sick to my stomach because I was Big Q was too. We was doing the Pelican post game report then, and we were so mad that they got rid of Monty Williams and hired out. Oh, we was hot, man. Oh, bro, it just I almost didn't want to be a Pels fan no more, bro.
Yeah,
because you could see how good that dude was, man.
Yeah,
when we had him, they had Tyreek Evans, Eric Gordon.
Yeah,
what was the other little guy, man? Drew Holiday. We had somebody else, bro, another decent player, and they always was hurt. The whole time we had Monty. Who was it?
Wasn't West? Yeah.
David West might have still been there.
David West, yeah.
The whole time we had Monty, they was hurt.
Yep.
They always was hurt. But when them dudes played, we looked damn good.
Yeah.
We looked damn good when they played. We could never get them to play together. They stayed hurt, bro. And then they got AD to balling how he was, bro. We get to the playoffs and we lose to the damn Warriors.
Yeah,
go on and win the championship.
But you can accept that type of loss. You can accept that type of loss.
I'm still hot behind that shit, man.
And then, like I say,
you say Monty Williams, bro. I start tuning out on some of your commentary,
man. Hey, man, I miss old Monty, man. And then we got Alvin in there with that gin in his cup every night. Man, that man eyes be fire red every night you see him.
That boy had a flash. He had a flash somewhere.
Yeah, I don't even think he had no flash. I think he just was pouring up. He had a whole fifth down there. Every time they take the cam out of him, he'll hit it.
He go sneak up under the bleachers and give them a square.
Yeah, talk about. I gotta go. Hey man, take control of the game. I gotta go use the bathroom right quick. Go right behind there, and hit him a little shot right quick, and come back.
He was drinking something hard, Dev. He was drinking some brown to get you down. That's what Gentry was doing. Gentry
I don't know what he was on out there, but at least one thing, he'll have a play on that offense. We gonna score 150.
Oh yeah,
and gonna give up 160, but
I'm saying, like, you just
Hideaway
don't
is
worry about the
phenomenal.
goddamn defense. Just run all the
Yeah,
way back.
just
You
run. Just
scoring
keep on
150
running.
points, Q. We still, I said, you scoring 150. You giving up 160. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just ridiculous.
Drew Holiday got on that podcast with JJ Redick, bro. He said, "Yeah, nobody pretty much didn't like Alvin Gentry. Always want us to run." Drew
I don't know what
Holiday
Don't talk about. Don't worry about no defense, man.
no
We'll worry about
defense,
that at the end of the game.
like
no
We'll-
rebounding. Don't rebound it when they shoot.
Yeah.
Don't wait for the guys to get up under the basket to rebound. No second chance stick backs. None of that. Just get up under there and hair up and run on back after the shot. And they still wasn't making it back on transition with all that running. I mean, it was
Drew
ridiculous.
Holiday said he was tired, bro. He was the most well conditioned guy on the
Man.
whole goddamn team.
Just absolutely insane,
Drew
man.
Holiday,
Just-
he was tired, and he would
That
be
man
so
had
happy
the
when
boys
he would
running the
get a break.
marathon every night.
Right. That's what Drew Holiday was like, man. I don't know what he talking about. But that's how they were speaking. And
Drew Holiday said that? No, that was
that was Reddit, I think. Reddit
Yeah.
said that. I don't know what he talking about.
talking about.
Yeah, but that no Holiday said that at the start of the season, his final Gentry's final year. Like, yeah, I guess we're gonna be running this year. Guess we're gonna be running. But I mean, it just was ridiculous. I'm glad he's gone. But this time around, these guys is simply they're not listening to Van Gundy's message is not getting true. And that's a major problem. So the pressure of the playoffs falling on your ass, and you gotta get it right. Too much talent. Nobody gonna sit up here and say, "Well, we building the flow and we're gonna miss the playoff." People don't want to hear that. You missed the playoffs last year. That was your chance. You can't tell me you got 2 all-stars, button all-stars here, and you telling me you can't make it to the playoffs, and you 3.5 games back of the play-in. Come on now.
Right.
12 games left.
And we got the help when they came down and gave us the play-in seed. They done that especially because they want to see Zion make it to them playoffs, man.
Yeah,
they want to see that young man getting that playoffs.
You want because they want Zion in there.
We got a coach with Parkinson's. He can't. That's why he probably shaking and giving them the wrong plays every day on defense or something. I don't know what's going on though.
I don't know 120, bro. We got to figure it out. It's gonna be fun watching it, my brother. Thank you, 120 as always, bro. Hey, bro, good comments, my brother. Appreciate you chiming
no
in.
problem,
Comment
man.
more, bro.
All right, I will, man. Y'all brothers stay up.
All right, brother.
Thank you, my brother. Be safe on that road, bro.
Oh, I'm at home right now, though, but thank you.
All right, my brother. Peace. That's 120 chiming in, man. Appreciate it. Great call, man. Really good one. And we got one more coming at you here. We got DJ chiming in from the state of the Pelicans. Show we're going to bring in DJ. What's going on, DJ?
Yo.
What's up, DJ? You got to pull a camera. We can't see your face, brother.
You got Evans. He's showing his jersey, bro.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
That's a Tyreek Evans.
All right. I see.
Shout out to my Tyreek Evans fans. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, brother?
Hey, bro. I got a question for y'all. My question is, and I think, like, when I saw the foul call, I just took my breath and took my little self out the arena, bro. Because I mean, I actually work for the Pelicans, and
Okay.
do y'all think that that was the offensive foul when Zion went up for the dunk, and the lady called the offensive foul in the fourth quarter, like the last, I say a minute and some seconds left in the fourth quarter?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. They overturned it, DJ. They called it a charge, and then they wound up overturning it. I think Van Gundy did a review on it. Right? Wasn't that I'm thinking about the wrong play.
You think about something else, DC. I don't know.
I'm trying to think about what play you talking about.
Yeah.
When DC, I'm talking about when I think Steven Adams got the rebound and Lonzo got the ball back and dished it to Zion, and Zion went up for the dunk or tried to go for the dunk, and they called the offensive foul.
Oh, yeah, I do know what you're talking about. But I mean, yeah, you know how that is. Zion got that reputation for being a bully, bro. And if it look a little fugazi sometimes, you know how they gonna do. We ain't had no challenge on that one. I think that was after B.I. had that lane violation, if I'm not mistaken. and they
I think it's a little later than that.
it was later than that. After
I
they
want to say it was
tipped it
later
up.
than that, if I'm not mistaken.
I
But I
still
mean,
don't know. I
but
still don't know
DJ,
what
but still, they gave him 13 attempts tonight. What was it? 13 attempts tonight from the strike, which is a lot more than anybody in the game. So I mean,
but
go ahead.
like that pretty much gave the Spurs the game. Like that was like, if you want to look at it, if in the NFL, that was like damn the no call on the Rams. Like, you gave them the game.
I mean,
I don't feel like that, though, D. Like, to me, we kind of let our own selves, pretty much put our own selves on the hook with the way we played DeRozan. Like, our shot selection and the way we played DeRozan down the stretch is what killed us, man. If we would have played better defense on him and also not fouling him, you know what I'm saying, especially down the stretch, that would have changed things a lot. I feel like that's what kind of gave the game away. And we can't overlook our free throw shoot, DJ. Like, I mean, we went 17 for 31, 32, 17 for 32, bro. Like, how many teams go 17 for 32 and win ever?
Don't forget to throw them 20 turnovers in there.
What 20 turnovers?
And the fact that you let DeRozan for most of the second half, that's when he really went off in the second half, get the bulk of, to get the rest of his points to climb the 32 to carry the Spurs into that win. I mean, the Pelicans had several opportunities. Several dozen opportunities. He's
talking about Big Q. Somebody
on the
put in
back
the
end.
chat. It's
about Steven Adams.
About the Steven Adams foul. Yeah, that's why he was messing me up. Yeah, bro. You that was cold blooded though. That wasn't no foul. They cheated us.
Yeah, but yeah,
he's
talking about the push on the guy said that Steven Adams pushed the player so he can get in. You went and looked at the play. That was like that was bull.
We would have challenged it if we had a challenge left, but we had used it earlier.
But I'm saying that's the energy of the game, though. That's what your ass get, though, is what I'm saying. When you play shabby like that, I mean, the Pelicans had 20 turnovers. We were what was the call? You were 17 of 32 from the field for 53% from the charity stripe. Your defense was his last days. You allowed the guy that you shouldn't have let go get going. And not the fact that DeRozan, because some people's mentality is like, you can let DeRozan go and get whatever he get as long as he don't get nobody else involved. Well, guess what? He had 8 assists and 7 rebounds as well. And remember all those stupid ass tap outs that he was tapping them back to the opposite team? What about the other players that was running up there in the back end of the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game or the 5 minutes of the game getting second chance rebounds? Extending their opportunities in the back in the last 2 precious minutes of the game. So I mean, it's the Pelicans had at least seriously well over 5 opportunities to put this game away. When they were tied, they had an opportunity. The Spurs didn't want it. The Pelicans could have took it over, and ultimately DeRozan said, "You know what? Let me get this in here." And he wasn't jacking up 3-pointers. DeRozan was getting that 15 to 18 really comfortable shot, getting in there doing this thing. And I'm like, he's getting in there. I'm like, help, somebody do something with DeRozan because he's carrying the team. So, I mean, and then you had White playing off DeRozan. Very similar to what you've seen with the Chicago matchups with Kobe White and Zach LaVine. LaVine gets going, Kobe plays off of him. The same thing happened with White tonight. He played off of him to carry it. And remember, they only had 3 guys in double digits for the Spurs tonight. I mean, really so. It was DeRozan, White, and it was Keldon Johnson. I mean, listen, we can look at one play here or there, but bro, listen, it was a collective of 3 stooges ass basketball that's going on with the Pelicans, and it's just absolutely brain numbing. Hit yourself upside the head with a hammer, run your head into a wall, kind of just IQ that's just befuddling to me. I'm sorry. I mean, it's absolutely befuddling. 53 goddamn % from the charity stripe tonight, and we had the gall to think that we was going to win something when you turn the ball over 20 times and shoot 53% from the line and don't guard their top player, let him score 32. and then walk up out that sumbitch with a 2-point loss saying, well, hey, listen, we just got to hit the free throws. I don't know exactly what it's going to take. I don't have a play to run free throws. No, it's called practice, Stan. It's called drill, Stan.
What strategy you going to use, though, Q? Because he said he didn't know the strategy.
The strategy is that you run goddamn free throw drills until they tired. That's what you do. And I've been saying that they lost more than a handful of games at the charity stripe. Defense, hitting at the free throws, and not turning the ball over. That's the 3 fundamental things that you got to do to win games. None of them things the Pelicans did well enough tonight to do anything with. So, I mean, it's just the fundamentals. They're failing. It's 50-plus fucking games right now. Excuse my French. And now we sit up here looking at the Pelicans with 12 games left in the regular season. You're 4.5 now, back of the playoff with 12 games left. And then we have direct matchups with Golden State coming up. And Golden State, guess what? We don't do well shooting guarding the shooters. So, right. I mean, whatever we got to do, we better do it quick. So, I mean, that's just my take on it, DJ. That's what I seen, bro.
Well, to be honest with y'all, bro, we got Golden State back to back. I mean, we got them in May 6th and we got them May 6th, and then turn around, we got May 7th. So, if we doing this against the Spurs and these off teams, we not gonna beat Golden State, and then have them back to back, then play the Lakers on the last game. I don't know. I really don't know. But if DC don't want to do it and Big Q don't want to do it, I'm about to do it though. I gotta take a break. I gotta exhale these terms. But if anybody come up to you and talk about your Pelicans, you tell them in a New Orleans accent to get the flock out of here and go flock yourself.
You heard me, DJ.
Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, thank all right, brother.
Appreciate you, cuz. Peace. DJ did the phrase that pays on the show.
Phrase and that pays, bro.
We're gonna close it out with that one. So thank all our really smart people. DJ 120, big ups to you as well.
James.
And brother James as well for chiming in, man. Great commentary tonight from the flock, man. And once
again, hear from y'all, man. Y'all come back in next time we open the lines up.
Yeah, for real. And it looked like DJ did it. So DC don't have to
close us out, bro.
He closed us out.
I can't contend with that, dog.
So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all staying up late with us. Please feel free to hit the like button if you hadn't already hit it. Share the show's link in your social media feed. Subscribe if you aren't a subscriber. Hit the subscribe button. And join the realest show covering your New Orleans Pelicans, the Pelican Post Game Report. I thank you guys for chiming in. DC, another fantastic show. We'll be back on Tuesday, getting ready for the Clippers 4-game winning streak.
Monday.
I'm saying Tuesday because they need more time to get their shit together. But man, much love to y'all. Thank y'all for chiming in, and we'll see you later. Go Pelicans. Big ups to you.